Namaste. Please make sure you subscribe. This class is one which I've designed for you to follow along with me as a whole class, but also what we're going to focus on, what we're going to build up to is how to do 2 transitions, which if you like, you can take with you to your own practice, add them into your own flows, because they're quite fun and they really get a lot of the side body and the shoulders and arms and everything switched on and active as well. Okay, so to begin, I'm going to start just sitting back on our heels. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can have your toes tucked under or even sit on a block if that's more comfortable for you, if you find that this just isn't quite accessible to you. And we'll begin just centering in. It's always important to, I think, begin your practice with the eyes closed and take a few moments. It doesn't even have to be a full minute, but just a few breaths to bring your awareness into your own body and just really tune into how it feels in your body right now. I like to imagine that I have to notice every little detail about how it feels in my body as if I want to describe it to somebody else afterwards. What each and every inhale feels like, how the blood feels flowing through my arms, and how my spine is feeling today, and just scan my full body so I really understand what I'm working with today. Every day, every moment is different. And take this moment just to have gratitude for your body and everything that it does for you. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Reach your arms up overhead. Take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, lower your right hand down. Reach your left arm over to the side. Take a deep breath into the side of the left body. Just breathing into that space you're creating. And then as you exhale, come all the way back up with the right hand, back to center. And then exhale over to the left, lowering the left hand down to the mat, reaching the right fingertips as far away from the right hip bone as you can. Again, breathing into that space along the right side of the body. And then exhale everything back up. Reach tall. And then now lower your right hand down, but have it down a little bit out from your shoulder so that it's straight. And now we're going to pick the hips up, starting to lift up, and the left knee is going to come up off the mat. So once that does that, extend the left leg straight out to the side. And imagine that you're trying to reach your left fingertips and left toes as far away from each other as you can. You can have the left toes on the mat, or if it feels good, maybe have them up off the mat. You can circle around the wrists, the ankles, whatever feels good. All right, now lower the left foot back down. Place it flat, so toes pointing in the same direction that you're facing, but pressed onto the outside of the left foot. We're going to start to shift the weight into that left foot and into the right hand. See if you can lift the right knee up off the mat. And then if you're comfortable here, can you extend the right leg straight out in front of you? And then just bend it back in and lower it back down right underneath the hip, right where you came from. Good. Sit the hips back onto that right heel. Sweep your left arm around over to the left foot. Take the right hand around with it. And then sweep all the way back the way that we came. Bring your right hand back underneath your right shoulder as you lift the hips up. We're going all the way back over, so lift the right leg up. Extend the right leg out in front of you. Bring it back in. Lower it down. And then we'll stay here. So if you need to shift and adjust, feel free to do that. right hand underneath the right shoulder, right knee underneath the right hip. So we're in this kind of side stretch here. Can you pick up your right foot up off the mat just enough that it frees the leg up so you can swivel on that knee and start to push your hips up towards the ceiling. So we're kind of going into a little bit of a back bend. Don't go any further than what you feel is good for you right now. Keep your glutes engaged to protect the lower back, and breathe into any space along the front side of the body that you feel is opening up for you. One more inhale here, and then exhale. Lower the left hand down. Just walk your hands around to the center, right underneath your shoulders. So we're in a tabletop position with the left leg extended. Again, shift your weight over as much as you need to so you can extend the left leg, pick the left foot up off the mat. Reach it out to the side. Good, and then we're just gonna swing it all the way back behind us. Bend the left knee, lower it down underneath the hip. Sit back to where we started. We're gonna do the same on the other side. Now extend your left hand over to the side. Begin to reach the right arm over and lift the hips up. Keep lifting so that then the right knee comes up off the mat. Extend the right leg out to the side. Make any adjustments you need to. Spend a bit of time here just lengthening your right body, the right side of your body, maybe circling around the wrists, the ankles. If that feels good for you, you can keep the toes down if you need to. And then we'll press the outside of the right foot down into the mat. So pressing down more and more into the left hand and into the right foot, beginning to shift the weight until we can pick the left knee up off the mat. And then can you extend it straight out in front? Bend it back in, lower the knee down, sit the hips back on the left heel, sweep the right arm over towards the right foot, sweep the left arm to meet it, and then go all the way back the way you came. So left arm over to the left, right arm sweeping over, all the way up into this modified side plank with the knee down, but then lift that left knee up, extend the left leg out in front, and then bring it back down underneath you. Make any adjustments that you need to. So we're back here in this side plank. Pick the left foot up off the mat so you can just swivel around on the knee a little bit, opening up the chest and the hips towards the ceiling. Now, again, don't go any further than what you feel works for you in your body, but perhaps you feel an opening through the front of the left side of the body or along the whole front of the body, perhaps. You can take the head back if it feels good for you, but whatever works for you. One more inhale, and again, as you exhale, we'll bring the right hand all the way forward, bring the left hand to meet it. So we're back in a tabletop position, right leg out to the side, and then again, just shift your weight over into the left knee enough that you can lift the right leg up and slowly bring it back behind you, bending it down. Back into this tabletop position. Now, if you're like me and you're sideways on your mat, go ahead and turn around. We'll tuck the toes under, begin to lift the knees up, coming into a bent knee downward facing dog. And I say a bent knee downward facing dog just because so many of us, we like to think about having the knees straight and the heels down, but that means that the shoulders come forward. And well, there's nothing necessarily unhealthy about that. We're not getting the benefits of a downward facing dog if we're doing that. So it's better to bend the knees, have the heels lifted, and instead open up the shoulders, pressing the chest back towards the thighs, but making sure you're not losing the activity of the shoulders the engagement of the shoulders. You're not just hanging here either. So keep the core engaged as well. And then as you start to wiggle around and move about, if you find that your knees can straighten up a little bit more without losing that openness of the shoulders, then you can do that too. One more inhale here. As you exhale, start to walk the feet nice and slowly up to the top of the mat. Keep bending the knees. Bent knees are your best friend, believe me, as you walk your feet forwards. So you have your hands still flat as much as possible. Engage your glutes. Switch all the muscles of your legs on. Come up halfway. Maybe your fingertips are on the floor, maybe your hands are on your shins. Knees are still a little bit bent, but try and find a nice long spine. Now you can keep your hands where they are, or perhaps start to reach them out overhead. Make sure that your weight is towards your toes. Your toes are gripping down into the mat. Perhaps now you're starting to feel the back body really working. Can you, keeping that engagement of the leg muscles and the glutes, switched on, slowly stand up with that nice long spine. Reach up, look up, take a deep inhale, and then exhale, same way that we came, lower down, reaching the arms straight overhead into your Uttanasana, bending the knees if you need to. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, step or take a little hop back into a plank, and we'll just lower all the way down to the mat. No chaturanga here. Inhale, come up to a little baby cobra. And exhale, tuck the toes, make your way back, downward facing dog. Roll forward now and come into a plank. Roll now over onto the outside of the right foot, shift your weight into the right hand, extend the left hand up, coming into a full side plank. Now, can you pick that left leg up? If this is too much for you, there is the option to have the right knee down. And then you're going to be doing pretty much what we did before, okay? Or if you're with me, right leg is straight, left leg lifted. Now, bend your left knee as if you're trying to kick your butt. And then, same as we did before, just swivel around to bring the hips up towards the ceiling. Place the left foot back behind you. Once you're there, you can bend into the right knee a little bit as well, and maybe start to open up into a wild thing, but you may not be ready for a wild thing at this point. Maybe you want to just kind of stay here. But if you're ready as well, you can go into your wild thing. Inhale. As you exhale, look down at your right hand. Bring your left knee back up towards your chest. Lower the left hand down. Keep the left knee in to your chest, and then extend the left leg straight back behind you. Inhale here. Exhale, left knee to left shoulder. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left knee to right shoulder. Turn your right foot so the inside of the foot is down on the mat, and extend the left leg out. Lower the left foot to the floor beside you and extend your right arm up, fall in triangle. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the right hand. Swivel around on that right foot so you can extend the left leg all the way back up behind you. One more time into your three-legged down dog, and then lower it down into downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. Same on the other side. We'll roll over onto the outside of the left foot. Reach the right hand up, side plank again. If on the other side you lowered the knee down, the inside knee, then do the same on this side. If you're with me, lift the right leg up, bend the right heel back towards the right butt, and start to place it down behind you. Bend into the left knee if you need to. Maybe you're ready to open up the chest and the hips towards the ceiling in a wild thing. but remember, you can just be something like this as well if that feels better for you. Inhale. As you exhale, look down at your left hand. Begin to pick your left foot up off the floor. Hug your left knee in towards your chest. Lower slowly your right hand down. Keep the right knee in at your chest. Inhale. Lift it all the way up. Three-legged down dog. Exhale. Right knee, right shoulder. Inhale. Right leg up. Exhale. Right knee, left shoulder. Turn onto the inside of the left foot. Extend the right foot out. Lower it down to the floor. Reach the left hand up. Fallen triangle. Inhale. Exhale. Lower the left hand. Pick the right leg up and bring it all the way back behind you. One more time. Three-legged down dog. And then exhale. Downward facing dog. Bend the knees. Inhale. Look forward. You can step or hop up to the top of the mat. Inhale. Come up halfway. Find that length through the spine. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees if you need to. Find engagement through the legs. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the quads and the hamstrings. With a nice long spine, your arms by your ears. Come all the way up, using that engagement of the legs and the glutes to get you there. When you get to the top, take a deep inhale, reach up tall. And then exhale, come all the way back down the way that you came. Make sure that weight is towards your toes and your toes are active. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, bend the knees as much as you need to plant the hands flat, and then take a little hop, or you can step back all the way down to the mat. Inhale into a baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now lift to the right leg up. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring the right knee towards the right shoulder. Get it to touch the right shoulder if you can. Flex the right foot and place the right foot down to the outside of the right hand. Come into a nice little lizard lunge. Turn onto the inside of the left foot and reach the left hand up towards the ceiling. So we come into an extended side angle. So now we're going to do some of the same kind of moves as before. We're just adding them into this posture. So what we're going to do is press down through the outside of the left foot and into the right hand. Can you release the right foot? I like to first begin by pressing the right knee in towards the right shoulder. That helps get the right foot released, and then extend it, same as we did before, out in front. Lower the outside of the right foot down and begin to stretch open into this fallen triangle. You can bend the knees to place the feet flat, and then lift the hips up, coming all the way into more of a wild thing. Inhale here. Exhale, look down towards your mat. Keep the left hand up. Lift that right leg up. Bend the knee. See if you can bring it all the way back into your extended side angle. Pretty tricky, I know, but with practice it comes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Come up, warrior two. And then swivel everything to the front, crescent lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, we're twisting around. So reach the left arm forward, the right hand back. On your next exhale, lower the left hand down to the mat. Reach the right arm up. So just like before, we're just using the same kind of techniques we've already done, just adding them into this posture. Swivel onto the outside of the left foot. So you can take the right foot all the way up into your side plank. You can stop here if you want, or you can bend the knee, step the foot back behind you, open up, wild thing. Inhale here. Can you come all the way back the way you came? As you exhale, perhaps look down towards your left hand. Bring the right knee towards the right shoulder. Keep the right hand lifted off the mat as much as you can. And slowly bring that right foot as far back towards the front of the mat as you can. So we're back where we started in this twisted lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the hand down to the outside of the right foot. Release it back into your plank. You can take a little vinyasa here if you like. Going into chaturanga, upward facing dog, or maybe just a little cobra and downward facing dog, or you can just meet me here in down dog. And we'll repeat all that on the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, bring the left knee to the left shoulder. See if you can make contact. If you can't, that's fine. It's just about trying. Flex the left foot, lower the left foot down to the outside of the left hand. Turn onto the inside of the right foot, pressing down to the outside, though, of the right foot as you extend the right hand up towards the ceiling. All right, same as before. Start to shift your weight into the right foot and into the left hand. Squeeze the left knee into your shoulder a little bit and release the left foot. Challenging, I know, but I think you'll get there. Then bring the left knee towards your chest, extend the left leg forward, lower it down, and then maybe bend the knees so you can place the feet flat and lift your hips up. Good job. Breathe here. And then look down. We're going to try and come back the way we came. So keep the right hand up high to the sky as much as you can. Pick the left foot up. Oh, I know you feel that. And then bring the knee all the way back. Whew, that's a tough one, but it's fun. So we're back into our extended side angle. Inhale here. Exhale. Stand all the way up. Warrior two. Swivel around to the front. Crescent lunge. So right heel is lifted up off the mat. Inhale. Nice and tall. And exhale. Twist around. Right arm in front. Left arm in the back. On your next exhale, lower the right hand down underneath the right shoulder. Nice simple twist. Turn onto the outside of the right foot. Release the left leg back. You can come into a side plank if you want to, maybe with the left leg lifted, or if you want, bend the knee, step it back behind you, come all the way through, wild thing. Inhale here. Exhale. It might be easier if you look down at your right hand, kind of see where you're going, and take up as much space as you can. So maybe you even keep that left leg straight for as long as possible. Try and bring it as close to the front of the mat as you can without letting the left hand touch the mat. The slower you do it, the harder it is, because that means you're using control instead of momentum. Back into this twisted lunge. One more inhale here. Exhale, lower the hands down. Release the left foot all the way back to your plank. Go to downward dog or child's pose, or if you want to go with me, a little vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Good. So we'll lower the knees down from here and start to put a little bit of space between the hands and the knees. Feel free if you want to. You can hang out in your puppy pose this way, but also we're going to stretch out the side body a little bit more. So bring the left hand to the underneath the left shoulder and turn like you're giving somebody a thumbs up onto the outside of the right hand. And then press down your fist into the mat. So you're really activating all the shoulder muscles. Keep that activation, keep pressing as you start to also sink the shoulder down. You can just relax the head. We're kind of doing more of a twisted puppy pose. Just working into the side of the shoulder a little bit. So make sure you don't lose that activation of the muscle. So the muscle is switched on, but we're also lengthening. And then come up nice and slowly. We'll switch over. So right hand underneath the shoulder, extend the left arm. Give a thumbs up. Let me know that you like the class. And then press down through the left fist. Keep that activation as you sink the shoulder down. And breathe. But just make sure you don't let go of the activation of the muscle. But rather, you're kind of working and stretching. Yeah. All right, slowly coming back up. To finish off, we're just going to lower everything down onto the mat, onto our bellies, and extend your arm straight out to the side of you. Bend your left knee. Start to pick it up as much as you can and roll over your right shoulder. Look over towards your left. Maybe you feel like you can get your left toes to reach your right hand. If you do find contact, you can press your toes into your hands. But if they're not touching, that's fine too. This is just about the twist and kind of rolling into that shoulder a little bit to release the shoulder. And come back to center. Bend the right knee. Lift the right knee up a little bit. Roll over onto the left shoulder. Look over towards your right. Maybe if there's contact made between the foot and the hand, you can press the foot into the hands, but just find what works for you. And coming back the way you came, back to the center. Feel free to roll over onto your back, or maybe just to make a bit of a change, you just make a pillow with your head and you take a few moments here on your belly for your shavasana. Thank you very much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your practice, enjoy the rest of your day. Remember that yoga doesn't stop when you get off the mat. What we learn through our asana is just a lesson for the rest of life. Namaste. Please make sure you subscribe.